What's up guys, it's Regent, and today I have an insanely OP Overkill class setup for all of you who want to dominate in Warzone. This setup has become even more necessary for effectiveness in battle with the recent start of Season 3 of Modern Warfare, and its introduction of quads to Warzone. In quads, there's a chance that you may be faced with having to kill as many as 3 to 4 enemies on your own at a time. As a result, you'll need 2 weapons, which can really hold their own against large groups of enemies. This brings us to the setup itself, which includes the AUG and the Grau 5.56 as our 2 primary weapons. First, let's look at the AUG. As many of you will know from other videos, the main thing that makes the AUG a Warzone beast is its 5.56 rounds attachments. These basically convert the AUG into an assault rifle with an incredibly high damage per second, which I believe is the highest DPS in Warzone, and increased range. This means that I put the 5.56 NATO 60 round drums on the AUG. This allows you to have the capability of wiping full squads at close range without reloading. The main drawback is that these mags can have a negative on ADS and movement speed. I feel as though this is a price that should be paid because that squad wipe capability really does outweigh everything else, especially at close range. For the barrel, we use the 407mm extended barrel, which extends damage range and increases bullet velocity, and helps with recoil control as well. A longer barrel isn't needed because you're going to be using the AUG at close and maybe medium ranges at the most. For the rear grip, I use a stippled grip tape, which decreases ADS speed and sprint to fire speed, negating the sluggishness caused by other attachments. For the perk, we use sleight of hand for a faster reload of the big drum mag. Finally, for the sight, I use a GI Mini Reflex, as I find it to be the cleanest red dot sight in the game, but you can use any sight you want, whatever works for you. In the end, you'll be using the AUG as an SMG-LMG hybrid at close range, which will be used to mow down multiple enemies. Now, we come to the weapon that really makes this setup overpowered. Meet the Grau 5.56, which is in my opinion the best assault rifle for Warzone. The first attachment we'll look at is the Tempest 26.4-inch Archangel barrel, which increases the damage range, bullet velocity, and helps with recoil control of the Grau, making it a laser beaming monster at all ranges. This barrel also changes the iron sight of the Grau to become one of the cleanest sights in the game, meaning that you won't be needing to waste an attachment slot on an optic, such as a red dot sight. To add to the laser beaming capability the barrel provides us, we then put on a Commando foregrip, which aids with recoil stabilization and aiming stability. Unfortunately, these attachments hinder movement speed and ADS speed, making the gun feel a bit slower. For the mags, I run 50 round mags as they allow me to kill multiple targets while not making the weapon feel even more sluggish. You can use the 60 round mags though if you really want to, as the squad wipe capability with them is even better. This is where the final attachment comes in, the XRK Void 2 rear grip. This attachment decreases ADS and sprint to fire speed, and its cons are negated by the other attachments. Finally, for the perk, once again, you'll use sleight of hand, as you'll always want the Grau to be reloaded to fight multiple enemies in Warzone, especially if, like me, you're using the 50 round mags. Overall, this weapon feels like it has 0 recoil, and with its great iron sights provided by the Archangel barrel, you can literally melt targets at close, medium, and even long range, capabilities that are valuable on the vast map of Warzone, which has many different ranges that engagements can take place in. For perks on this loadout, I used Cold-Blooded, which keeps you undetectable by thermal sights, which are commonly used for Warzone, especially on snipers. For the second perk, we of course will use Overkill to allow us to use 2 primary weapons, in this case, the AUG and the Grau. We then use Amped for a faster weapon swap, allowing us to quickly swap between the Grau and AUG for different ranges. For the lethal on this class, we equip C4, as this can be effective against the vehicles, such as the Truckosaurus Rex, as I like to call it, which are insanely OP at the moment. The C4 can also help with clearing rooms full of camping squads. Finally, for the tactical, we use a heartbeat sensor to watch out for enemies. While you may find this loadout lacking at extremely long range against snipers like the HDR, which is very popular in Warzone, it can definitely hold its own at most of the ranges you'll be fighting at in Warzone. I'd recommend using the accurate growl to start engagements at any range, as it'll be very easy to hit your first shots. As I've said before, it's extremely accurate, and its iron sights are super clean and easy to use. Then, once you close the gap and have maybe downed a few targets, switch to the AUG and utilize its high DPS to mow down the remaining enemies, and also finish off any downed enemies that you downed with the growl. Also use the AUG to clear out rooms and other close quarters areas. To conclude, I really do believe that this well-balanced loadout will be able to help improve your performance in Warzone, and it may even help you come out on top. If the video helped you, or if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, and leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy the video. Also, down below in the comments, let me know what your favorite loadout in Warzone is, so maybe I can try it out, maybe even for a video. Well, anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.